In this video, we're going to take a look at the story behind Priscilla Presley's most famous hairstyles and makeup looks. When it comes to the iconic celebrity beauty looks, Priscilla Presley is definitely up there. Over the years, she sported some of the most memorable hairstyles and makeup looks ever. But what's the story behind them? In this video, we're going to take a look. Thank you, Vivaya, for sponsoring this post, and use the promo code LauraVivaya to get 15% off anything on the website, and this can also be applied to sale items with other promotions and flash sales. So I've been wearing Vivaya shoes for a while now. I'm obsessed. Vivaya was founded with a mission to create stylish and sustainable footwear with a focus on creating a positive impact on both the world and the people around us. Vivaya has successfully created a line of luxurious and fashion-forward footwear and apparel with exceptional quality at a fair price. They use a variety of eco-friendly materials, including recycled plastic water bottles. They are chipped, spun into their signature thread, and then knit into their durable and comfortable uppers. Their materials are environmentally friendly and sourced directly from nature and crafted to minimize their impact on the earth. And I love their shoes so much. They're so comfortable that I ended up reaching out to them again to collaborate because I just wanted more of them because I love them so much. So the first pair that I got is a round toe bow foldable flats, and I love these because I can bring them to work in my bag because I usually walk to work, so I wear my runners and then switch into these. The knit upper is made from plastic water bottles. They're eco-friendly deodorizing insole and carbon-free rubber outsoles packaged with 100% recycled cardboard. This style is friendly to wide feet, and I feel like they really morph to your feet because of the knit fabric, and they're super comfortable for wearing all day, and your feet don't get sweaty, especially with ballet flats because they're antimicrobial. The Bonny flats are designed with a timeless ballet slipper inspired silhouette, a stretchy and soft cotton upper, and a feminine bow on the front. A comfy cushion insole pairs perfectly with the lightweight feel of these flats, making them perfect for wearing at home or running errands. I'm a go-to flat person, especially when I'm running errands, just running out of the house quickly, and they go with everything. They're such a classic. And the next pair I got are another round toe ballet flats. They're called Tamia 2.0. Tamia is a pair of flats that will stay fresh for a long time by nature. You can get away with a more casual style with slipping into this pair, finished with breathable uppers, matching insoles, and ultra soft outsoles. And these shoes are super comfortable. And again, all these flats are machine washable, which is amazing, especially in the summer. If your feet get sweaty, you can clean them, which is great. The next pair I got are pointed toe ballet flats, Aria 5. And these are the first hemp flats, a brand new material for flats, a brand new world for your feet. Hemp fabric is naturally antimicrobial, which can effectively inhibit the growth of microbes and bacteria, destroying them within 1 hour, which is perfect for the summer. So if you don't want to wear sandals, but you still want to look chic and comfortable, then you can wear these flats. And don't forget to use the promo code LauraVivaya to get 15% off your ballet flats or any other shoes you want to try. And honestly, these are my go-to shoes. I use them all the time. So thank you, Vivaya, again for sponsoring this post, and let's jump back into the video. Priscilla Presley was just 14 years old when she first met Elvis Presley in Germany. She was immediately drawn to him, and the two began a relationship that would last for years. Priscilla always considered Elvis to be her first love, and she remained devoted to him even after they got a divorce. Priscilla was by Elvis's side throughout his career, and she was the one who helped him through some of his darkest days. Even after his death, Priscilla continued to promote his legacy and preserve his memory. She is truly the only one who knows what it was like to love Elvis Presley. Before being transferred back to the US, Priscilla, then 14 years old, and Elvis, then 24 years old, began a 6-week courtship. Both sides found the separation to be agonizing, which led them to continue their relationship through letters. The two didn't cross paths again until 1962, when Elvis invited Priscilla to spend Christmas break with him at his opulent Graceland estate in Memphis for 2 weeks with their approval of her parents. According to reports, Priscilla's parents had significant concerns about her connection with Elvis. most of which related to the two people's extreme age differences. When they first started dating, they even reportedly forbid their daughter from seeing him after she came home from his apartment beyond her curfew one night. The American artist thought nothing of their age gap or that Priscilla was so young. According to Elvis historian Pepper Ritter, Elvis persuaded Priscilla, then 17, to go to Memphis in 1963 so that they could be together fully. He was able to get her parents to agree to the plan by assuring them that she would have a top-notch education and that he would always provide for her and her financial needs. In spite of their initial reservations, they consented, and Priscilla made a permanent move from Germany to the United States. They weren't going to release their minor daughter without any restrictions, though. It is said that they required Priscilla to live with Vernon and Dee, Elvis's parents, until she was prepared to marry him, and that she finish her education at an all-girls Catholic high school. Priscilla apparently spent more and more time at Graceland until she eventually moved in entirely, despite the fact that the couple allegedly disregarded these guidelines. One Christmas evening in 1966, when Priscilla was just 22 and Elvis was 32, he asked her to marry him. The superstar got down on one knee and proposed to Priscilla while they were alone in their bedroom at Graceland. He gave her a 3.5-carat diamond ring. Years later, in an interview with Elvis' personal secretary and the author of My Life with Elvis, Priscilla looked back on the incident, describing the entire exchange as quite casual. 8 years after they initially met in May 1967, Priscilla and Elvis were united in marriage at the Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas. Only 14 people attended the 8-minute wedding, which was administered by a Nevada Supreme Court justice and was attended by Priscilla's parents and her young sister Michelle. In 2017, Priscilla admitted to Closer that my wedding was quite odd. We wanted it to be private and with our closest friends and family. Unwanted was a fan club. We were opposed to a circus. We didn't want that moment to be taken from us. We wanted it to be ours. The newlyweds also held a champagne reception for 100 guests at a hotel. And for those who couldn't make it to the Vegas party, they held a second reception in Graceland. Elvis and Priscilla welcomed their first and only child together on February 1st, 1968, 9 months after their wedding at 5:01 p.m. at Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. Her name was Lisa Marie Presley. Though their marriage didn't last, Priscilla remained a close friend to Elvis until his untimely death. In the years since, Priscilla has been an outspoken advocate for her daughter and has worked tirelessly to keep Elvis's legacy alive. Priscilla Presley may be known as the former wife of Elvis Presley, but she is also a successful businesswoman and actress in her own right. Priscilla had openly talked about her experience doing her own hair and makeup for public appearances while Elvis was on tour. Priscilla recalls how she would often do her own hair and makeup in the hotel room, using whatever product she could find in the bathroom. Priscilla says that this was often a challenge, but it was also a way for her to bond with Elvis's fans. Elvis Presley had high expectations of Priscilla. It seems the king had built up his ideal woman in his head, and he refused to settle for anything else. He slowly modeled Priscilla into the woman he wanted her to be. Nights when his mood was calm and peaceful, he would describe his ideal woman and tell me how perfectly I fit this image, says Priscilla. He liked soft-spoken brunettes with blue eyes. He wanted to mold me to his opinions and preferences. Fidelity was very important to him, especially on the woman's part, explained Priscilla. Elvis went on to have hairdressers sculpt Priscilla's hair and its style so that she'd look as much like him as possible. Priscilla later described herself as essentially being Elvis's living doll. In fact, Priscilla has since explained that Elvis Presley never saw her without her makeup on and her hair done up. Some can't have the truth. I always had a little bit of makeup on. He never wanted to see me getting dressed. He wanted to see the end result, Priscilla said. Priscilla Presley describes how demanding it was to be Elvis's lover in her autobiography, Elvis and Me. She claims that he set high standards for her appearance and warned her of the repercussions if she didn't follow them. She acknowledges that the king of rock and roll never saw her without makeup since he had such high expectations for her physical beauty. However, it turned out that there was a fairly alarming explanation behind Elvis's preference for dating teenage girls. In an unsettling statement, he said that Priscilla was young enough for him to teach her in whatever manner I want, and that's exactly what Elvis did. Elvis instructed Priscilla on how to dress, how to walk, and behave. To correct her posture, he would make her walk around the house holding a book above her head. Because he believed she looked too plain without it, he would insist she wear more makeup than she was comfortable with. Because guys adore long hair, Priscilla wouldn't be able to cut her hair without Elvis's approval. He would tell her to throw away any garments she was wearing if they featured prints or patterns since they didn't suit her. Elvis would chastise Priscilla for being untidy if her nail paint had even the slightest chip. Once, Priscilla remarked that she was Elvis's doll, his own living doll, to design as he liked. The situation had reached that point. He would brazenly instruct Priscilla to go upstairs and apply more makeup if she didn't have enough on. According to her memoir, Elvis instructed her that she needed to put more makeup on the area around her eyes. Make them more noticeable. Naturally, they're too plain. I enjoy wearing makeup a lot. Your features are defined by it. Priscilla says she enjoys wearing makeup a lot though, and her features are defined by it. She would also never allow the rock and roll singer to see her without several coats of mascara on in order to appease him. During an interview with Loose Woman, she reveals, "I always had a little bit of makeup on." According to Priscilla, he taught me everything: how to behave, how to reciprocate love in his way, how to dress, how to walk, and how to put on makeup and wear my hair. He evolved into my father, my husband, and very nearly God throughout the years. Priscilla may be best known for her role as Elvis's wife, but she's also a beauty icon in her own right. Priscilla is known for her signature style, which includes dramatic eye makeup and glossy lips. When it comes to her skincare routine, Priscilla is just as dramatic. She loves products that help her achieve a flawless complexion, and she isn't afraid to splurge on high-end products. Priscilla's favorite beauty products include Fresh Elixir Ancient Oil, which she calls a little bit of luxury, the Bobbi Brown vitamin-enriched face-based moisturizer, which helps her achieve a glowing complexion, and Lancer Intensive Night Treatment, which helps to brighten and smooth her skin. Priscilla loves these products so much that she even keeps them in her travel bag so that she can always have them on hand. Thanks to her carefully curated skincare routine, Priscilla always looks flawless, even at 78 years old. Scenes from the newest Elvis movie are always on TV and TikTok, and I still haven't seen it, but I'm hoping that I can see it soon. Right now, it's almost impossible to avoid it. And for the movie, there are 2 new perfumes that came out. They're called Elvis Presley Legend for him and her. And these perfumes are inspired by the perfumes that both Priscilla and Elvis Presley like to wear. And this is kind of exciting. I'm dying to smell these 2. That's why I wanted to mention it. And the new Elvis biography film from Warner Brothers is connected to the legend. The top of the bottle has the well-known Elvis posture. There is a choice for both men and a woman, but you can either mix them 2 or choose either or. But first, let's look at the notes in Legendary for Him, and this one's inspired by Elvis. And it is reminiscent of the colognes Elvis once wore, but it has been updated to be a perfume that Elvis may have used today if he was still alive. So it has warm wood, citrus fruits like grapefruit, lemon, and mint, as well as pink pepper, ginger, and jasmine, and they're harmonized with bases like incense, vetiver, cedar, sandalwood, patchouli, and white musk. And Elvis wore the colognes Brut and Canoe by Dana when he was alive. And the legend for her is a reference to Priscilla Presley's preferred scent, which was Guerlain Shalimar. And I love Shalimar, but it definitely is super expensive, but it's very iconic and worth every penny considering it's from the 1920s. And this legend for her is less than half as much. It has floral in it, and the floral scents are in an arrangement that were modeled by those Elvis frequently gave her: jasmine, musky tuberose, white flower, honeysuckle, and they're all combined in a unique way. So I'm dying to try these perfumes. And it is noted that Priscilla Presley also likes the perfumes Jo Malone Nectar Blossom and Honey Cologne, Tom Ford Musk Pure, and Chanel Allure, and she says she likes to apply these very lightly. Priscilla Presley was known for her big, voluminous hairstyles and dramatic eye makeup. She was a style icon in the 1960s and 70s, and her unique look helped to define the era. Priscilla's hairstyles were often copied by other women, and her signature look, big hair and smoky eyes, became synonymous with the disco era. Priscilla was also known for her love of sequins and glitter, and she often wore shimmering gowns that caught the light on the dance floor. In addition to her style, Priscilla was also known for her kindness and generosity. She was a devoted mother and wife, and she worked tirelessly to support Elvis Presley's charities. Priscilla was an icon in every sense of the word, and she will be remembered as one of the most influential women of her generation. Priscilla is known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, and she has made an enduring impression on American culture during the 1960s and 1970s. With her distinctive baby doll eyeliner, enormous bouffant hairstyle, and ultra glamorous take on mod fashion, Priscilla's style is unique and represents the extravagant rock and roll meets Hollywood lifestyle of the time. In fact, Lana Del Rey's LA glam appearance, which features flicked eyeliner and consistently done hair, as well as several lyrical allusions to the king of rock and roll himself, are examples of how Priscilla's instantly recognizable 1960s style continues to impact modern pop culture. Beyond her reputation as a rock star's wife, Priscilla has pursued a number of commercial endeavors, including starting her own fashion brand and an acting career in which her distinctive 1960s style underwent a modernization. Think bell-bottoms, blowout hair, and tons of denim from the 1970s. Here are some of her most recognizable looks to trace her life, career, and ever-changing style. The first look is one of Priscilla's most iconic looks, and this is her wedding look. So on May 1st, 1967, the couple exchanged vows at the Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas. Elvis wore a paisley suit, but Priscilla wore a straightforward yet opulent floor-length gown with pearl embellishments, garnished with a tiara and 3-foot veil. Priscilla's dress was actually bought off the rack from an LA department store in Westwood during a shopping trip and fitting, despite Elvis Presley's fame. So I was shocked that she would actually buy it off the rack. I do love that retro dress, and her makeup is my favorite look too. And the next beauty look is boarding their honeymoon flight in 1967. A champagne breakfast reception was immediately followed by the newlyweds boarding a private jet for their honeymoon destination, the California resort city of Palm Springs. But first, a costume change. Priscilla secretly changed out of her white bridal gown into a little white dress, and the period appropriate shift dress had a black bow on it, and Priscilla completed the ensemble with a pair of subdued T-strap shoes and a tiny beaded pocketbook. And I also love this look again because of her hair and makeup. It's definitely that 1960s style, and I love the giant black bow on her dress too. And the next look is celebrating Lisa Marie's birth with Elvis in 1968, Priscilla gave birth to Lisa Marie Presley, her and Elvis's only child, exactly 9 months to the day after their wedding ceremony. Priscilla is still in the hospital wearing a lovely fuchsia shirt dress while sporting her trademark 1960s cosmetics and bouffant hairstyle. This is despite the fact that she had already given birth, so I'm shocked that she looks that good. And again, I love the hair and makeup. And then shifting into the 1970s, this look is in 1970 at George Klein and Barbara Little's wedding. Just before the new decade began, Priscilla gave up her distinctive 1960s mod appearance in favor of the more laid-back, eclectic fashion of the decade. The baby doll makeup and dramatic poof were out, and the natural brown blowout makeup look was in. She is seen wearing a hooded turquoise shift dress with peplum, a design that neatly straddles the 1960s and 1970s trends. And she attends the wedding of George Klein, an American DJ and one of Elvis's longest pals. And I think I still kind of like her 1960s looks better, but she looks really pretty with lighter hair as well. And the next one is in 1974 in front of her Beverly Hills store, Beau and Biz. Priscilla began her first of many business endeavors in 1973 following the dissolution of her marriage to Elvis. She founded the exclusive Beverly Hills clothing store Biz and Beau in 1974 with Olivia Biz, a longtime friend and stylist. Together, the two created the boutique's house brand, which won over celebrities like Cher and Liza Minnelli and brought in sales. Priscilla is wearing one of her own creations, a bejeweled Canadian tuxedo with a denim tie to the big opening of the business. And the next look is in 1975 at Priscilla's house in Beverly Hills. And again, this is more denim. And Priscilla is photographed poolside at her house wearing a full denim bikini complete with the traditional jeans fly closure after wearing denim on denim at the Biz and Boo opening. And the next one is a look from 1980. After closing Biz and Boo in 1976, Priscilla turned her attention to acting in the 1980s. In 1982, she appeared on one episode of the action series The Fall Guy for her debut performance. She received her big break the following year when she was chosen to star in the venerable long-running American serial opera Dallas before appearing in the hugely popular Naked Gun film series. However, Priscilla was chosen to co-host an ABC show called Those Amazing Creatures, and this was a reality TV show where they would show exotic and bizarre animals from all over the world. And this was in 1980, and she's seen here wearing a pale blue jumpsuit and flat brimmed cap. The transition from Priscilla's style from the 1960s to the decade of excess is completed by this very 1980s appearance. Priscilla Presley was by Elvis' side throughout his rise to fame and his fall. She was there for him when he was filming his iconic movies, and she was there for him when he became addicted to drugs. So it was no surprise that she was there for him when he died in 1977. Priscilla was devastated by Elvis's death, and she largely withdrew from the public eye in the years that followed. She raised their daughter, Lisa Marie, and tried to move on with their life. But Priscilla couldn't help but feel that a part of her died with Elvis. It wasn't until many years later that Priscilla finally began to open up about her life with Elvis and the struggles she faced after his death. And through it all, she has remained one of the most loyal fans. Despite being the most famous recording artist of all time, Elvis really passed away very close to being broke, which is shocking. The singer's net worth was only $5 million when he passed away from a heart attack in 1977. Even if such amount is still substantial, it is considerably less than the star's lifetime earnings. His net worth declined due to excessive spending throughout the course of his career, but Priscilla was the one who restored it in the years following his untimely death. He is currently the 5th highest compensated deceased celebrity of 2020. Elvis spent a lot of money on his opulent lifestyle. After purchasing Graceland for just over $100,000, he invested $500,000 in extra land and renovations. When Vernon Presley decided to make changes to the mansion, including installing a swimming pool in a bedroom, he spent even more money on the house he moved him and his stepmother in next to Graceland. He also split the cost of his Memphis Mafia pranks with his group of friends. According to Celebrity Net Worth, those activities included pricey and risky games like Whip, which was played with Air Force jumpsuits and $15,000 worth of firecrackers. Additionally, he would rent out Liberty Land, a theme park, simply so he could ride his preferred roller coaster. He also spent a lot of money on his drug addiction and had hotel rooms made to seem like Graceland in order to prevent homesickness. Those who were close to him would spend his money as his illness worsened in the later years of his life. I feel like that happens a lot too when you grow up super poor and then you have access to all this money. Sometimes people just want to blow it. His net worth may have been far more than $5 million when he passed away because he was the most successful recording artist of all time if it weren't for his extravagant spending. However, he made a wise decision by leaving his riches to his family. When Elvis passed away at the age of 42, he and Priscilla had been divorced for 4 years. He left his wealth to his father, grandmother, and daughter Lisa Marie, who was just 9 years old at the time. Lisa Marie received the inheritance after the passing of his grandmother in 1980 and his father in 1979. Due to her age, Priscilla was put in charge of managing her ex-husband's estate. The king's riches had at the time decreased to $1 million as a result of taxes on Graceland and other costs, but Priscilla altered everything. Priscilla and Elvis stayed close in the years following their divorce. She still refers to him as the love of her life. By founding Elvis Presley Enterprises and converting Graceland into a museum, she paid tribute to his legacy. Elvis Presley's fortune increased in worth from $1 million to $100 million during Priscilla's tenure as chairperson of Elvis Presley Enterprises, according to Celebrity Net Worth. By taking care of her ex-husband, she was also taking care of her daughter's future. And in 1993, when Lisa Marie turned 25, she inherited the Elvis Presley business. The two have worked together for decades to ensure the late music icon's lasting legacy. And I think it is cool that she turned his house into a museum. I mean, it's nice for everyone to see, and who knows, maybe it would have just been completely dilapidated or torn down. So it's nice that people have the chance to see it. The Graceland Museum's ongoing earnings and Elvis's ongoing song sales account for the majority of his current net worth. He earned $23 million in 2020, making him the 5th highest paid deceased celebrity of 2020, according to Forbes. And Priscilla is solely responsible for this. Priscilla has spoken candidly about the challenges she faced during her marriage to Elvis, including his infidelity and addiction problems. She has also talked about the intense media scrutiny she faced as the wife of one of the most famous men in the world. In recent years, Priscilla has been working to keep Elvis's legacy alive through her work with the Elvis Presley Foundation and Graceland. She has also remained active in the film and television industry, appearing in a number of movies and TV shows over the years. Priscilla's rare public appearances offer a glimpse into her life after Elvis, and her insights into the relationship provide fans with a unique perspective on one of history's most iconic couples. Priscilla Presley's beauty looks have been heavily influenced by her time spent with Elvis. Priscilla was just 14 years old when she met Elvis, and she quickly became his devoted girlfriend. During their time together, Priscilla was constantly exposed to Elvis's glamorous lifestyle. She was constantly surrounded by cameras and flashbulbs, and she learned how to apply makeup like a true Hollywood star. As a result, Priscilla developed a signature style that combined classic Hollywood glamour with a touch of rebellious edge. Even after Elvis's untimely death, Priscilla continued to channel her inner diva. She became a successful businesswoman and a celebrated style icon, and her timeless beauty look has inspired legions of fans around the world. Priscilla Presley's hairstyles and makeup looks have been iconic since the 1960s. From her bouffant to her cat eye, Priscilla has always had a unique sense of style. In recent years, Priscilla has been open about the story behind some of her most iconic and famous looks. The bouffant she reveals was inspired by Jackie Kennedy. Priscilla was determined to have a similar hairstyle, and so she went to great lengths to achieve it. The cat eye, meanwhile, was something she stumbled upon while trying to recreate Cleopatra's iconic look, played by Elizabeth Taylor. Priscilla has said she is constantly experimenting with her hair and makeup, and that she loves trying new things. As she enters her 8th decade, Priscilla Presley shows no sign of slowing down. She remains an icon of style and beauty and continues to inspire women all over the world. Priscilla has always been a style icon, and she is known for her classic beauty and elegant taste. Over the years, she has definitely experimented with her looks, trying different hairstyles and makeup looks. While some of her choices have been more successful than others, she always looks fabulous. Priscilla is a true fashionista, and her unique style is one of the things that makes her so special. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed learning about Priscilla Presley's most famous hairstyle and makeup looks and the story behind them. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more celebrity videos. Until next time, I will see you, and make sure to check out some of my other Elvis and Priscilla videos. Alright, see you guys again soon. Bye!